Action. All right. Welcome back to another episode of the Scarlet and the Blue Show. It's been a minute, Garrison.
Yes, it
We've
has.
had some particular familial matters separately, of
Yep.
course, but on our own, just stuff we had to take care of. And of course, the season's already come to an end, regular season, that is. And
Right.
so a little bit of a break, never hurt nobody. But we're back here for episode. Do you even know what episode this is?
Dude, I want to say 208 or 209.
It
Let's say
is
208, 108. 108, 109, somewhere around there.
Sure. Let's roll with that.
Oh, gosh.
So, all right. How are you feeling? We got to go back.
Let's recap. Let's recap.
I know it's been a week. It's been, well, wait.
Two and a half, actually, almost.
A week and a half. Saturday. Today's
Yeah,
Thursday.
okay, yeah.
Almost 2 weeks.
Yeah. Okay.
You guys were down bad. And I think I've noticed a handful of you, and you and I haven't really talked much, but I noticed a handful of you are getting excited again. So post Michigan, how you feeling?
I feel good. I mean, to be honest with you, I was fine maybe 2 days after the loss. Again, and I was happy that a lot of Michigan fans got upset with me for saying I thought Ohio State lost him what they wanted. Funny that, and I'll hide his name. He's someone that, let's just say, is a pretty decent sized Michigan channel, but he agreed with me. He said, absolutely, you're right, Garrison. And so I just, I just want to point that out real quick. Sorry, Garrison always gotta take his wins when he can get them, especially after that loss. But no, I mean, after that, I kind of, as a fan, took on the mindset of what the players are probably thinking. And that is, dude, we have a championship to play for right now.
Yep.
In less than a month. And so my mindset after that was, okay, well, what does the team need to fix? What things need to get ready before you go into the playoffs? Who could we possibly play? Just what has to happen for us to have success in the playoffs and hopefully win a national championship. That's where my mind went. What will the coaches do? That's everything I thought about. I kind of put that game in the rearview mirror. Because it's a loss and it's a very painful loss that you don't even want to think about or talk about.
Mm-hmm.
B, because I knew that game was the exception and not the rule. I knew that game was not the Ohio State that has come out basically every week of the season. I refuse to believe that a team that could lose at Oregon by 1 turns around and shits himself like that. I just couldn't. Yeah, like I said, it's the exception. So,
okay.
As of now, man, I'm psyched.
You're back. Okay,
I'm back.
I feel like that's good.
But not a lot of propaganda. Not a lot of propaganda, but I'm back.
Really? You feel like you've been maybe humbled just a little bit?
I wouldn't even call it humbled. It's just, I would have been humble. I would call it humbling if my team didn't still have a national championship to play for.
Yeah, that sucks, man. I wish the 12-team playoffs started next year because that would have been sweet as.
I'm telling you, man. Fans are all upset and everything, but here's the truth of the matter. Yes, 2 of the 3 goals that we had were taken from us, or in whatever fashion. The ultimate is still available.
Yeah, no doubt. Here's my concern, Garrison,
Gaddy,
dear friend of mine.
Yes, dear friend.
I think you guys are gonna win it all.
I don't. I would see everyone.
No, I know you. You think I'm doing a thing. I'm really not.
I know you mean it. Let me hear this. I want to hear this out of you. And I'm gonna try and. I have Bryce feeding me Buckeye propaganda. This is crazy. All right, go ahead.
I know this is a problem. This is a real problem.
I want to hear this.
You talk about the exception not being the rule. In the way the team played, it was the exception, not the rule. Unfortunately for Ryan Day, losing to Michigan has become the rule. So
yes,
if you look at it through that lens, that game sucked for you. It was beautiful for Michigan fans, just the most delicious, tasty snack ever. But now you guys are still playing. So can we both be right about the exception of the rule? Yes. I think we are. But I think that plays in favor to you guys. And I think for a couple of reasons.
Okay.
I think you guys are a good team, obviously. There's a ton of talent. I think there is maybe I don't know how much I believe in that the loss fuels 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 your team. I think it does, but I think losing 4 in a row for those seniors is huge. However, most of the key contributors on your team are transfers.
Yes.
And I think that actually bodes well for you because now you have 3 weeks since that loss to regroup and get motivated and get right and take all the beating that you've gotten from fans, media alike. And it is a perfect amount of time.
Even Den Levitard talked about that. Like I was just like, good grief, dude.
Dude, everyone is piling on you.
What was the guy in Miami had to talk about Ohio State, Michigan for? But
dude, it was. I mean, I think I listened to every show out there possible.
I've maybe listened to 3.
Yeah,
and it's only the people that I rock with. Outside of that, just
I listened to every Buckeye broadcast, replay of the game. I listened to every post game show, every press conference, every national show, every local show. Yeah, it was just perfect.
I did find it funny. I had a bunch of Michigan fans saying, like, Garrison, where were you in the space? I said, bro, you guys have been non-existent in the spaces this year for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
And then also, I'm not gonna come on your show. I'm not gonna come on a show when I'm having Thanksgiving on a Saturday. Like,
still the wildest move of the day. Not Michigan beating you guys, but the Gaddies having Thanksgiving. But anyways, all that to say,
yeah,
I think it lines up well for you guys. You got a horrible draw. That sucks. We haven't had a chance to talk about the playoff yet. And we talk about how Penn State just falls into success. It's unbelievable. And Oregon gets screwed because either both Tennessee and Ohio State are tough opponents, I think, opposed to Boise State and SMU. You gotta be kidding me. Were you upset? How long were you upset about that?
Not at all. I mean,
you had to be a little upset. You'd rather play SMU.
No, I've told you before. I've told you before. I want the hardest path there, so that at the end of it all, nobody can say a thing. There's a chance Ohio State is going to have to do Tennessee, Oregon, Texas, Georgia. You do that. If Ryan Day does that, I promise you, and maybe I'm the only Buckeye fan that feels this way, and I'm okay with saying this. every time you bring up those last 4 losses.
Yeah, well, let's get there.
It has to play out. It has to play out. But yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I think it bodes well for you guys. And then Tennessee, coming to town.
Well, I want to add on to what you said, because what you said
was brilliant, smart, amazing.
No, I mean it's real because it's what happened. After the game, coaches had their own meeting, players had their own meeting. Caleb Downs is the one who led the meeting.
Oh, didn't hear this.
Yeah, so I mean, to what you said, I mean, you said it's going to have to be the guys that transferred. It was Downs that led the team meeting that when they went to express to the coaches how they thought they were failed and all that things and what they want to do. And so, yeah. And I mean, I was giving credence to what you said. It's true. So that's what happened.
Yeah. Again, man, I just think I think we're underestimating that. I think if it was a bunch of Jack Sawyers, which we talked about Jack, I when I first saw everything happen, I was like, what a baby. But then after that, I was like, no, you have every right to be upset. But if you had a bunch of Jack Sawyers on the team that were Ohio, Columbus guys, right?
And that talented.
Tough. And that
be that.
that talented. But like your quarterbacks, 1-year transfer. And we go down the list. Your best offensive linemen, who I understand now are all hurt, transfers. Backup running back, transfer. Best defensive player, transfer. And so there's obviously some developed Buckeyes on there as well. But there's a lot on that team, man, that I think can bounce back from this.
Yeah, no, and I mean, a lot of people were getting upset with how Ohio State players came in that scuffle. I ended up finding out, like, players 2 years ago, like past players, they told them you never let that happen again.
Yeah, dude.
So I mean,
no problem with that.
Yeah. So, but I mean, to what you said about I'm sorry, did you want to get into the Tennessee game?
You can talk about Tennessee game.
Now, I'm a closeted Tennessee fan. I love everything.
What?
Oh man, I've for my whole life. Cause my mom, when I was a kid, my mom loved Brett Favre and Peyton Manning. She loved those two guys, and so I loved Peyton Manning. Everyone hates me when I say this. I used to always say Peyton Manning over Tom Brady. I still feel that way. I don't care what anyone says. But
but all right.
but yeah, kind of.
Trivia question: where did Brett Favre go to school?
Southern Miss.
Oh, there, that boy. There you go.
Tab encyclopedia, but I'm very excited. Like Tennessee doing the bright orange, the helmets, the stadium. I love Neyland Stadium, and
cool.
The best fight song in college football. Just love it. But and plus, I've never seen Ohio State play Tennessee. And like from the time I've been watching football since '99, I've never seen it. So this is really cool for me, you know, seeing two. I don't know. Is Tennessee a blue blood? I don't necessarily know. Yes.
No.
But
I don't think.
But
so.
I mean, yeah, but it's a storied program. You know,
1995 was the last matchup.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So by the way, like my Snuggie, dude, it's cold out here, isn't it? But
is that what you're wearing?
Yeah, I'm wearing a Snuggie. Yeah, right. Thank you. Appreciate it, buddy. But I'm excited. You know, they have Dillon Sampson, one of the best running backs in college football. A lot of touchdowns, 1,400 plus yards. I found this out today in a space. He does have a fumbling problem, and he has 8 on the year. A lot of them haven't been lost, but he has 8 fumbles on the season.
Thanks.
And I mean, I would understand if someone said, "Well, look at all the carries he's getting," but if I bring up someone like a guy like Blake Corum, he had a lot of carries, and he really didn't drop that ball much.
No.
So, I think maybe twice in his career he has 2 fumbles, maybe 1 in his career. So, there's that. I mean, they have a really fast defense. I liken their team to like a lower level, like a slightly worse Penn State.
Okay.
You know, they have better receivers than Penn State, but the pass game for Tennessee has been broken all season. It hasn't been where it was 2 years ago. I'll say that much.
True.
And then their offensive line, dude, they've been 24 sacks this season. 24.
Really? Holy cow.
24 sacks. And I think, let me do the math here. 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 2, 1, 8, 11. 11 of those sacks came in the last 5 games. So,
wow.
And 3 of those sacks are from my FCS team, by the way. But yeah, so we'll see how that acts. Then on the other side with our offensive line going against their D line, they have shoot, I shouldn't be forgetting his name right now. Their defensive end. I've been saying his name all week. I'll just have to look at it because I don't want to disrespect the kid. But they remind me of you guys on the defensive line. They remind me of Penn State, where they have some big guys in the middle, but their edge players are very guys that can bend, very athletic, quick first steps. Oh, Pierce. Yeah, that's what it is. I just remembered Pierce. But I think it's gonna be a really good matchup. I don't think their corners have anything on our wide receivers. I remember I put out a poll a week ago, and I said, would you prefer Ryan Day go to his? Would you prefer Ryan Day doing the playoffs? Continue to still be balanced, or say F it, we're throwing the ball? About 80% people said F it, throw the ball.
Is that recency bias?
No.
Okay.
I think as crazy as this is to say, our wide receiver group was underutilized this season. And I don't want to put it all on the fact that Will Howard is the quarterback, because we've seen Will Howard have some really elite games this season in passing the ball. The guy's been over 72% this season. So I think that you got to run the ball still. You still got to run the ball. But again, Trevion and Judkins, through 12 games, neither of them have gone over 15 carries in a game.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Which and Bryce, I'll tell you this much: if Ohio State's and shout out to Cam Truther on X, if they start, he mentioned this, and he's correct about this. If they stop running zone and run a gap scheme, they are going to have success running the ball because that's what we do. That everyone on that offensive line, they may not be good at run blocking and all that, but they are huge human beings. Our offensive line is huge size wise. We should be
off the top of mind, and this is a really, I don't expect you to know this, but do you know what percentage has been gap scheme versus zone?
No, but I would have to imagine it's been zone over 50% of the time, over 60.
Okay. Is that chip? Yeah, I got to do more research.
That's chip. That is chip. That is chip. So no, good question. Good question.
And just I mean, zone blocking too can be a little more challenging if you have so much rotation. So
you could do Chip's job right now. I
like we know ball.
Yeah, we really do here at Scar and Blue Show. And so if they do that, I think we can lean on the run a little bit more. But I think that Travion and Judkins not having that many touches this season is going to play so well. I've been wondering this. In the NFL, in the playoffs, the game slows down. It slows down. Shorter, like quarters are shorter, games are shorter. You gotta run the ball more game control. I want to see if Ohio State can win like that throughout. I'm curious if that's what the playoffs are going to be like, but I want to see if Ohio State can do that. And I think the line's 7.5 last time I looked. That's a lot of points.
How many?
7.5.
Yeah, it's down to 7 now. But yeah, that's a lot of points. And the forecast says today. What?
And we're wearing all Scarlet jerseys, so I'm happy about that.
Oh yeah, I thought I saw that.
Yeah, a lot of Buckeye fans have the panties in a bunch about it. Not sure why. It's I don't understand why, dude. It's a playoff game. It's an atmosphere. It's nighttime in Columbus, bro. Scarlet out. Oh, Bryce, I want you, Bryce, close your eyes real quick. Please close your eyes. I want you to think about this and think about it from a Michigan fan standpoint. Okay.
Okay.
You have a home playoff game. You're about to play a really tough team. You guys say screw the traditionals. You guys came out in the big game blues at nighttime in the big house, and you got everyone in the stadium wearing blue, and you got blue fireworks going off, blue LEDs going off all game. How dope does that sound?
It's pretty dope. We've done that not for a playoff game, but the big game blues.
And that's the point. And that's the point. It's dope.
But we're okay. Yes, but we're also combining two great uniforms for the first time in 30 years. So I also would have been all right if you went with the traditionals, but all right. Scarlet pants.
I don't give a damn about I don't give a damn about Tennessee's traditions right now.
That's a great looking matchup.
I've seen Ohio State wear non-traditionals 3 times against Michigan. I'll be okay.
Yeah, okay. All right. I think that's different, but I think I actually like your guys' unis, and I like Tennessee's great uniforms, the whites. But all right. 7-day or 10-day forecast, the 21st, high of 30, 20% chance of rain. That, of course, is 9 days from now. So we'll see. But that is the forecast right now.
Yeah, anything less than 3 days, I don't pay attention to the forecast.
Fair.
Or anything over 3 days, I don't pay attention to it. It's
I think something of note, too, is Tennessee's schedule down the stretch. So they beat Alabama by touchdown home at Neyland at night. Beat Kentucky, bad. Mississippi State, bad. Got beat up in Athens against Georgia, 31-17. Then UTEP, and then laid the hammer down on Vandy, although they were down 14-0 to start that game. That's not a strong stretch right there. And so that's part of the reason I'm pretty optimistic with you guys, because that's a pretty favorable schedule. If I mean, goodness gracious, NC State, who has had a really bad start of the season, Kent State, Chattanooga, Oklahoma, they were 15 when you played them, but obviously Oklahoma's not that good. Arkansas is not that good. Florida, you got them in the middle of the season when they were still figuring things out before they turned the corner. I don't know how good this Volunteers team really is. And they're playing North at the shoe. Give me Bucks -7.
Yeah, I've been saying around. I'm like around 23. No, like 20 to 13 range.
Okay.
But I'm very confident in our defense in this game, and this is why. As good as Dillon Sampson's been, it's funny. A lot of SEC. It's funny hearing SEC fans talk about Big Ten football. You can tell who's watching the games and who's not. A lot of people are looking at what happened 2 weeks ago and thinking that that's the norm for Ohio State. What happened in the Michigan game?
Which is crazy if they're doing that. You gotta know better.
There's a lot of data out there, 12 weeks worth. And if you think you're about to go up against Ohio State, line up and run the football and play pretty good defense, I think that's the winning recipe to beat Ohio State, you're crazy. You're crazy.
Again, in the shoe.
Yeah, in the shoe. Like, it's just not like again. The only way you're going to win like that is that you have to hope Ohio State completely implodes. That's the only way that, and then even if that happens, Bryce, you'll still be in the game. Now Tennessee's better than Michigan, of course, but and also I think people understand, like, you're talking about, like, there's here's another thing about just how people look at that game outside of our two fan bases. Just because Michigan did that does not mean you can. Ryan Day doesn't have a Tennessee mental block. He has a Michigan mental block.
Yep.
That's why Ohio State can go get ramrodded in 2022 and then almost beat Georgia. Like, it's
True.
It's a little bit different here. And so I'm very excited to see this game. I think it's gonna be a really fun game to watch. It's definitely the best matchup in the first 4 games. I think the most entertaining is Indiana Notre Dame, even though Notre Dame might boat race them. But I think Bryce, guess how I looked this up, and I'm probably gonna be wrong here. I could just go on Wikipedia. I think that Indiana and Notre Dame have only played. I think they play less than 5 times in their ever.
Really? Okay.
And they haven't played in almost over 30 years, something like that.
Because they played in. They played in 21. No, that was somebody else.
Yeah,
I don't remember. But yeah, I know, dude, and they're not that far away. I mean,
it's Bloomington and South Bend. Like,
probably 3 hours.
Bloomington's a little bit further south, but I mean, it's like 3 hours maybe.
Yeah.
3 hours.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, I actually I got to put my charge on my laptop. I'll be right back. Hold us down.
Oh, okay.
Continue the show. Hold us down. I'll be right back. Oh, I can't.
All right.
You can hide me, can't you? Okay.
Just, it's all right. We'll enjoy the view here.
Oh, good. Okay.
Fine. I'll get rid of you. We'll just do me. All right. Let's talk about Chip Lindsey, folks. New offensive coordinator for Michigan. Interesting hire. Not the splash hire, I think maybe we thought. A handful of names are all tossed around, from the Brian Greaseys to, I think so, Dan Mullen was floating around there as well. And so, interesting hire. I'll be honest, didn't know who this guy was until the news came out. But quick backstory, spent a year at North Carolina. Before that, UCF for a season. I'm sorry, 2 years in North Carolina, 1 year UCF, 3 years at Troy, and then Auburn before that, and then Arizona State, then Southern Miss, then Auburn. So that's this big time coaching experience. It's going to be an interesting hire. I mean, we got to have somebody who can develop quarterbacks, but also can run the ball, balanced. I've seen a lot of critiques on him as somebody that has basically held Drake May back a little bit. I saw some criticism there. And so when you holding back the number 3 pick of last year's draft, I think it was number 3. Not obviously a great sign, but somebody who can coach up quarterbacks is important. I think he also comes from a Gus Malzahn offense. If we remember Gus even at UCF, and now he's at Florida State, but if you remember him at Auburn, those offenses were pretty fun, pretty exciting. Thinking back to Nick Marshall and their championship run, losing to Florida State, the final BCS national championship. That was important. So I know that Sharon said that they still want to run the ball, still want to be a balanced team. I think that's important. But I also don't think we should, go away from what's worked for us. We built this program, been successful in this program, based off of running the football, offensive line play, running backs, and I think we have a great stable of running backs as well. Welcome back, Garrison. I'm going to continue. And so we cannot go away from that. But of course, the other factor here is Mr. Underwood coming to town. And can you develop him? Now, I think it's crazy, and I haven't heard this, if he was involved in this decision. I don't think he was. The last report I heard was that he was not involved in this, but he did talk to him before the hire happened. And so I don't know.
I'm happy. I know where you're going with this. Cool.
I'm happy that it's not like this kid makes that decision. I don't think he did. I think that's crazy for anyone who says that. So, yeah, I think if he feels confident with him, then great, because this obviously Bryce Underwood is the future here, and so yeah, I mean it's gonna be really interesting to see what the offense looks like, because the reality is, my friends, you can only go up than what we saw last year. Garrison, there was, and I really like Davis Warren. Great guy, great story. I don't know if he's a great guy. I've never talked to him, but great story. Seems like a good kid. Those of you who may have played the game, I never played quarterback, but we know enough. When you throw the football, your thumb goes down on the release. Oh, let me get the camera shot there.
Mm-hmm.
Throw it, goes down. That puts the spin on the ball. That helps that ball fly up like this, and then the nose to drop down. When he completed the pass, Peyton O'Leary on that third down, rolling to his right late in the game, go back and watch, and you see his throw went like this. It's like a basketball motion.
Okay.
His thumb barely went down.
Mm-hmm.
He had the wind to his back. He didn't have to fight any elements, right? Sunny, beautiful day. And that ball barely got there. And I just think, all right, that's what we were dealing with all season. Now, have I watched every single one of Davis Warren's throws and his throwing motion? No, I have not. But just going back and watching that and how that stood out, I just think that's maybe what we were dealing with. And so looking ahead now towards Chip Lindsey, to Bryce Underwood, to Jadyn Davis.
Jadyn Davis is out the picture. Jadyn Davis is out the picture. Let's be honest. That brother's out the picture.
We'll talk about that here. We'll talk about that here. To the portal quarterback that they're going to go after, whoever it's going to be. It can only get better from here. It has to. And so I'm excited about it. So Chip Lindsey, good hire. I think seems positive. Seems like he's going to run the balanced attack. That's important. Now to Jadyn Davis' point. If the kid doesn't get meaningful snaps on the 31st against Alabama, we've got other issues.
I want to, and real quick, I do think he's a pretty good hire. Chip Lindsey, I'll be quick about this. I'm sure you
that's
covered
right.
it. I'm sure you covered it really well. In and out between college and high school coaching, which I think is really cool, because that means he's probably a really good leader of men, young men. Coached at UCF, has success there with the quarterbacks. OC quarterback coach there. UNC with Coach Drake May. Drake May, yes, is a dog.
I went over this.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, I think that it's a really good hire, and I think that with Bryce coming, it's very important. But yes, now you were saying on Jadyn Davis. Oh, you want my thoughts on Jadyn Davis or?
Well, I mean, assuming sure. I'm just saying. I think if he doesn't
Yeah.
play in the Relia Quest Bowl
Uh huh.
against the great Alabama, then
You
he's
know.
got it.
Oh! This is where I was gonna go with this. Thank you, sir. You're so kind. I remember there was a guy. This would have been during the whole Aaron Nolan, Jadyn Davis conversation that a lot of people were having, that you and I even had, and I brought up. A lot of people were saying, "Oh, this is Jadyn Davis. Hey, old Garrison, you're just hating on Jadyn Davis because we finally got a nice top 10 quarterback and all that." And I simply came on here and I said, "Okay, he used to be the number one quarterback in the class and player in the class. He dropped down. Why? He was more developed when he was younger and than other kids, but he plateaued at his size. He also didn't work on his form much. His form was very elongated. He doesn't have a good throwing motion. His footwork is okay." I brought up all these things. Hater is what I was called.
You are
A
hated.
liar was what I was called. And then we hear during the season there's rumblings that that he's like, we see what the quarterback situation is, Bryce, right? And I mean, Denegal is one thing, but you didn't even think to bring in your highly rated quarterback, with how bad the quarterback situation was. And then you hear rumblings and rumors that he's actually just not ready. And now we get to this. Jadyn Davis is leaving. Jadyn Davis is never, and he's never going to be the quarterback at the University of Michigan. I mean, I remember having a conversation with Lawson. This is like a year ago, and I said, "If you guys get Bryce," he said, "If we get Bryce Underwood, I don't give a damn about him, about Jadyn Davis." He said he can go because if Bryce
I
comes, he's
don't
the
like that
quarterback.
take.
No,
But go ahead.
no, it's harsh, but here's the truth of the matter: you aren't that guy. And when I say that guy, I mean you aren't Bryce Underwood. You aren't
Yeah,
that.
no, of
And
course,
it
of course.
and um I mean, and I'm not saying anything different than I wouldn't say about Lincoln Keenholz. You're never going to start at Ohio State. Yeah, you got in last year because of injury at Missouri in a bowl game season, but you're never going to start at Ohio State. I knew he would never start at Ohio State from the time he committed.
Oh, you were high on him though.
I was
I'll tell you
high on
that.
him. I was high on him because I thought he had assets coming out of high school. But then, like I tell you all the time, like once you're in year 2, year 3, bro, I don't care about your ratings anymore. And I could also tell that we're gonna get guys behind you.
Yeah,
So
so the response to that then, because
mhm,
I think you have to have a pipeline of quarterbacks. You have to have a quarterback room. I mean, we saw that this year. It was
yeah,
evident this year. You miss on recruiting class, you have to have it. So everyone's like, "Oh, I hope Jadyn Davis just see ya. Don't let the door hit you on the way out." I don't. I don't think that's good for our quarterback room. I don't think that's good for the team. I
mhm.
think
Well, I don't think that's what the
Bryce
coaching
Underwood's
staff is
not going to
saying.
play this year.
I don't think that's what the coaching staff is saying. I'm saying, like, as a football watcher, as a fan, let's be completely honest here. If you just brought in a quarterback, the number one player in the class, who is 1 year younger than Jadyn Davis, and you are looking for the transfer portal, you didn't let Jadyn Davis get any meaningful snaps this season at all,
Which is
dude.
weird.
That tells me the kid's not ready. If you have to, like think about it this way: if you have to go into the portal when Jadyn Davis was a top 10 in his position the year before, if he is not ready to come into the season, or if you saw nothing in practice during the season that would make you think he could be the guy, you would never go on the portal. You wouldn't go in the portal. They're going in the portal for a starter, not a depth piece.
Sure.
So,
Sure. Yeah. So, all right. I mean, I'm just looking at this class now too. So,
mhm.
Dillon Raiola was DJ Lagway was 1. Dillon Raiola was 2. Quarterbacks. Sayin was 3. Luke Kremenholk was 4, which I think he's just transferred.
Wait, are you looking composite or 247?
Oh, good point. Composite. No, Julian Sayin was 1.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, and then Aaron Nolan was 4. Let's see, where is Jadyn? Jadyn's 9. CJ Carr, right? So I hear you saying I think you give the kid a shot though next year. And I think that's why the bowl game is so important, because if he doesn't get meaningful snaps in the bowl game, that's concerning to me, because you've had a full season. There's no issue with redshirting. There's nothing to worry about with injuries. Mm-hmm. Well, there is, but it's football. But like, there's no season beyond this. This is the last game. You have to play, and then you have to get meaningful minutes. So if once we record the show after the Rely Quest Bowl, and it turns out he doesn't play, then what you're saying, all I can do is probably sit here and nod.
Yeah,
but if he does play,
I just dude, there's just so many chances.
Dude, he could have jumped in at any minute.
There were so many chances, and so and man, if that wasn't the time to do it, if playing like who I mean, well, he came in at the end of the Northwestern game and didn't do anything, dude. The time to play, if he wasn't ready then, I'm telling you, and there's gonna be some guys that leave. The game to have him play is not against Bama in a bowl game, not behind that offensive line, not with those wide receivers. This is not the game for that.
Yeah, no, I mean,
he will get destroyed.
We'll see.
There.
Well, I think you give the kid the benefit of the doubt up until this point, because he came in against Northwestern, and there was like 5 minutes on that clock, and then Dunlop had a 50-yard carry for a touchdown, and so you could have probably saw him play there, but at that point, Northwestern
they weren't going to pass the ball to him.
I'm sure they would have.
Maybe once, but that's not the Michigan MO.
Okay, so I will not take any more Jadyn Davis slander on this channel.
I'm not giving. Well, this isn't slander.
It's close.
This is critique. This is critique.
Unfair critique. Not yet. Just we have to wait and see. The sample size is not large enough to sit here and confidently make critiques like that.
Julian Sand got snaps with Will Howard, Devin Brown, a veteran quarterback in Keen Holtz, a veteran on our team, and then Aaron Noland. He was able to get snaps in that. So if he can do that, and you're telling me what the quarterback situation was for you guys this year, and Jadyn Davis couldn't get any run, got no run.
Hold on. Julian Sand played in 3 games: Western Michigan, Michigan State, and Purdue, 2 bottom of the Big Ten teams and a max team. He threw the ball 11 times, 5 completions, 84 yards. So let's not sit here and say he was.
Whoa, listen to what I said.
And also, we didn't have any blowouts like that, so we didn't have the luxury of many blowouts to get in the game.
No, I get that, but listen to what I'm saying. It's rare that Ohio State gets their third-string quarterback in the game. That's what Julian Sand was this year, even though he shouldn't have been. If we are able to get our third-string quarterback in the game, whether it be 11 passes, 3 games, I get it. But we were able to get him in the game. Our third string, and you're telling me that you got 3 crap quarterbacks. Didn't go.
All right, go. Sorry.
They're all going to be selling cars. Like you'll probably be doing some marketing for them at some point. So like if we have that, and then you have Denegal, who just left the planet left the planet. Like I don't know where he is. And then you have this highly rated freshman on your team, and you give him no run.
No, so I don't think.
And then the rumors come out that he's not ready, dude. Like this isn't hate. This is coming from Michigan camp. People very close to the university. People very close to people in the university that he's not ready, dude. The guy threw the ball like he was throwing a pitch. That's how he throws the ball.
Yeah. So, but look at the season in totality. The first 3 starts went to Davis Warren. Then you went with Alex Orji, and he beat USC. And then you had some hype going to that game.
He didn't beat USC.
He was starting quarterback against USC in game number 1.
Bryce, you're so crazy.
Trying to give my guy the benefit of the doubt here. And then you had Tuttle coming back from injury, which I am confident. I have no source of this. I'm confident he was supposed to be the starter since day 1, but the injury and all that just didn't work out. So
and don't forget to mention me telling you he wanted to be a coach.
And he wants to be a coach, and he's going to be a great coach someday. And by that point, the season is, so that would have been Illinois. So then you had Michigan State at home.
Mm-hmm.
And then was it Northwestern after that? I'm missing a team in there.
But think about this.
So, but then
about it.
Davis came in against Northwestern.
Again,
so here's the thing.
Again.
I think he came in when he was supposed to. And he could have got more snaps if we would have had more blowouts. But again, that's why
Dude.
I think if you don't get meaningful snaps in this bowl game with 3 weeks of prep,
right,
looking towards the future, because that's what this is. Like these bowl games now, they're meaningless and they're still fun. Like don't get it twisted. Like I'm still gonna enjoy it. There's still stuff to take from it. But like this is looking for the next season right now. Alabama and Michigan are looking for the next season.
I think a lot of guys in your team aren't going to be. I think your team and roster is going to look way different next year.
Potentially. I mean, you have a lot of guys leaving, but a lot of guys still haven't left yet. And so, we'll see. But that's why I think Alabama, that game's meaningful, where you're going to see some guys get some chances they didn't have. And you got to see what you have from these younger folks. I mean, if you
think you guys are beating them?
You think what?
You think you guys are going to beat them?
I think we could. I don't know who they have returning. I know Jalen Milroe said he's playing. So that's definitely changes the game. But like they also have 4 receivers, I think, sitting out already, or that's the transfer portal.
But I'm very confident the next 4 are okay. They're probably not the
totally. But like I don't know what the line looks. I have no idea. I'll look into that as we get closer.
Yeah.
But I just think that's why. So if everything you're saying that isn't necessarily wrong, but I'm gonna hold judgment until after this bowl game.
I want to see what this line is, or at least I want to see if they have it up already. Yeah, as we get closer, I'm gonna see who else leaves.
There's a lot of time.
Yeah, there's a lot of time between. You're right about that.
Michigan has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 guys in the portal.
Is there a culture problem there? Is there a culture problem?
We're past that.
You guys are so unbearable. My God.
No, anyone who's saying that on any side this is college football.
Yeah, it's weird, dude. Yeah. I wasn't saying you, but
here's my question for you. Last thing, because I got to run.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
It's what do you think about guys leaving the portal who are about to go play in a playoff game? Like I just saw right now, Tennessee.
Yeah,
Nate Spillman enters the portal. Like I don't know if he was playing, so maybe he wasn't playing, but like you're in the playoff. You can make a national title. Are they still on the team, or are you?
Like I don't know. It's weird, dude. I mean, and I commend guys like Devin Brown who entered the portal, but say he's staying with the team.
Yeah,
that's really cool. But yeah, I don't get it, dude. Especially if you have 3 years of eligibility left, depending if you played or not, you're probably a redshirt freshman.
Yeah.
I think it's the weirdest thing when freshmen leave and if you're not getting because you didn't get early playing time. I mean, dude, like you knew that going in. You clearly knew that going into it. You probably weren't going to get a lot of playing time. So I mean, I don't know, especially in the playoffs. Like, dude, you're about to go play for a national championship. And listen, and like guys like Kojo Antwi and guys like James guys like Ballard. Listen.
Oh yeah. That's a culture problem over there, Garrison.
Listen, bro. I get it. You guys listen. I get it. You're the 6th, 7th receivers on the list, and it sucks because Jadyn Ballard. He never became what we thought he could be. I mean, coming out of high school, he was rated higher than Marvin.
They the same class?
Yeah, he was a higher rated wide receiver than Marv. So
come to Michigan, son.
No, he would never do that. That'd be stupid for him. But no, it's and, a lot of these guys that are transferring, they aren't major contributors. So that's I guess it's not that big of a deal. But I think it's kind of it looks away. It does.
Oh, I didn't realize Emeka. This isn't the composite. I like the composite. 24/7. Emeka was the number one. Oh, he is the number one receiver in that class.
Yeah.
Guy's so overrated. All right.
Okay, you doing me? Oh, by the way, it's Alabama -10.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
All right, I'll think about that one. All right.
Oh, that's so bad.
Upset. Hey, what was our spread, my friend, buddy boy?
7. It was
20 and a half.
20. But then but see, here's the problem with Vegas, man. Like, they don't do real math. They didn't put in the Ryan Day effect. So then you got to, you gotta take. You said 20 and a half, so you gotta take off. Let's say 5.5, and now we're down to 14 and a half, what 15 and a half. Then you gotta take down like, I don't know, 2, because we just had to crap our pants. So now you're down to 13 and a half, and then you give the rest to the rivalry game, and that gets you to 10 points.
Wow, you just died. Okay, all right. You said your coach is liable for 5.5 points against his rival. What a world!
That's disgusting to say. Yeah, no. I think Brian Day is worth 5. I think his coach, like his mental state during that game, is worth 5.5 points.
I'm not gonna argue with that for a second.
Yeah.
Go Blue.
OH National Champs 2024.